man on his run right now is the former world light heavyweight title challenger Steve Geffrard, who on Saturday night takes on Alex Theran in Atlanta, Georgia, as part of Prestige Boxing Advisory Group fight card. Be shown live on bxngtv.com. Steve, what's happening?
Not too much, man. I just finished running a little bit. I'm over in Washington, D.C., finishing up camp, heading to Atlanta next week, later this week.
So, have you always trained in Washington? I mean, I know you as a guy from Miami. Is this something new for you?
Yeah, I've come to Washington many times in the past, but I just changed it up, get away from home, distractions and stuff, from South Florida, and I came up working with Barry Hunter and Patrice Harris, who I've worked with before in the past.
So talk about this fight, kind of get back into it, taking on Alex Theran in Atlanta, Georgia. What are your thoughts on this fight?
Oh, yeah, it's good. I'm fighting a southpaw. I've been getting a lot of southpaw work up here. It's good to get back in the ring and stay busy. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Obviously, you're coming off an experience where you were called literally at the last minute to fight Joe Smith for the World Light Heavyweight Championship of the world. I'm sure it was a real whirlwind for you because everything just happened so quick. Have you had a chance to reflect on that whole experience, taking the fight literally on a day or so notice, and you had a chance to reflect on it and everything that went on around and during that fight?
I mean, I haven't watched the fight over yet, but it was a pretty crazy situation. I definitely wasn't expecting anything like that, but at the same time too, it was an opportunity of a lifetime. It got my name out there. I mean, even though I didn't win, but it definitely was an opportunity of a lifetime, and I'm glad I took it. Because for so many a great portion of my boxing career, I've just been inactive or just kind of go under the radar. So. This will help me. If I didn't take this fight, I wouldn't, be boxing on this card that I have coming up now. Meeting the people like Jeff Torres and stuff.
What have you felt that your profile has grown since then? Obviously, you hung around in that fight. A lot of people, probably didn't expect that. I know you went in there expecting the win. But you'd be getting a lot of, especially in the days and hours after that fight, you hung in there for a while, and you probably got a lot of good feedback from the boxing world.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I definitely did. Obviously, Joe Smith, he was training for his first world title defense, which is, something huge. I could only imagine how hard he was training and preparing for, I think it was Colin Smith, which was going to be a tough fight for him as well. And so I know he was 100% prepared. Me on the other hand, I definitely wasn't preparing for a bout like that. And I was very inactive beforehand. But what did I have to lose? I was literally just sitting on the shelf, and it was a good opportunity. I definitely got a lot of good feedback after the fight, and
Yep. You mentioned your inactiveness. Has the phone kind of been ringing a little bit more for you to get back in there, and then this opportunity to take us behind the decision to the thought process to get back in there in Atlanta on Saturday night?
The phone definitely has been ringing and stuff, but now I know just to stay prepared, year round and stuff. You never know, especially with COVID and all that stuff that's going around. You never know when the phone's gonna ring. It definitely was a good look for me. I mean, I didn't get the result that I was looking for, but it was definitely definitely a great look for me. And now I kind of got the ball rolling. Now it's just up to me to just be prepared. Shows like this is not a massive show, but just staying busy and active. These are the type of fights that will have me prepared for those big fights when the phone does ring again for another major opportunity.
It's actually a very interesting show. Obviously now you are a pretty decent name in the boxing industry. Alfredo Angulo's on the card, some undefeated fighters like Peter Dobson, Patrick Harris, Avril Matthew on the card. So it's actually a pretty eclectic kind of card. There's a little bit of everything on the card, including a former world champion and a former world title challenger in yourself. Last question I have for you about Joe Smith per se. Obviously, I'm sure you look around. He'll be fighting on the 18th against Beterbiev. But what are your thoughts on that fight?
Oh yeah, that's gonna be Joe Smith. He's a tough competitor. I was actually looking forward to watching his fight versus Colin Smith when I got the call for it. But Beterbiev, who I've been to camp with, I've helped him prepare for a whole fight and stuff.
So you have a great perspective on this fight. You've been in the ring with both of them.
Yeah, no, Beterbiev, he's a devastating puncher. I mean, I've fought, over 150 times in the amateurs all over the world, and been a lot of camps with top world champions and stuff like Kovalev and stuff. And Beterbiev, he just hits like no other, And I think he takes the win possibly by KO, but you can't count Joe Smith out. He's been coming in, upsetting guys, knocking some guys out. So it's going to be an interesting fight. It's two guys that are going to meet each other in the center of the ring. That's both of their styles, both very aggressive styles. So it's going to be interesting. I'll definitely be there to watch in New York.
What so like you said, the phone's been ringing a little bit more since the fight with Smith. Tell us, what your prospects are. I mean, I know you're not looking past Theran on Saturday night, but what's a perfect next 6-9 months, maybe a year? How does that look like for Steve Geffrard in a perfect world?
I've been working with Jeff Torres, who I've met, and John Beninati, and they're going to be looking to keep me busy. They have a few fights already lined up for me in the next few months. So, we're going to get through these. They're not going to be like the caliber of fights like I just had with Joe Smith and stuff, but they're going to be, good fights, step it up each time. Keep me busy every other month until we get a call for a big fight. But, I think the main thing is just staying busy and, taking it one step at a time. But yeah, staying busy. I think a lot of fighters, we don't have the luxury of being active. We don't have the luxury of being active. A lot of us fighters, we don't have the luxury of being active and stuff. And working with this group, I'll be able to at least have while I'm waiting for a big call again. At least I'll be able to grab some wins and stay busy.
It's like you mentioned, you've had some bouts of inactivity. What's that like? Is it a whole different feeling? Are you a little bit more at ease knowing that you have some prospective dates lined up rather than what was going on previously, where you didn't know when the next fight was going to happen?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. It definitely is. I mean, obviously, you should always enjoy training and stuff, but I'm 31 years old. You can't just wait around, and if you're not making money fighting and stuff like that, you want to, so it's nice that I have a reason to be training, like training for a purpose, and have dates to look forward to, because boxing could be really depressing at times, and a lot of letdowns in boxing, where you're supposed to fight on cards, they don't go through, or if you don't have the right management or team behind you. But I got the right fit with my team now, and they're looking to keep me busy, keep me active, and I'm really excited. I'm looking forward. I'm over here in Washington D.C. working at the Headbangers with Barry Hunter, who's a very experienced trainer, and Patrice Harris, and getting loads of sparring up here, away from home, focus, and it's a great thing. I'm really excited.
What do you want to say to the fans in closing before we see you this Saturday Night Live at the Center Stage Theater in Atlanta, Georgia, live on bxngtv.com? What do you want to tell the fans out there? Give me a final word before we see you next weekend.
Just keep a lookout for me. You guys see me what I could do on short notice. I'm going to make sure you guys, I don't get caught lacking anymore. I'll be training year round, and just keep a lookout for me. You'll be hearing from me soon.
We thank you for a few minutes of time. Where do the fans find you on the social media?
It's just my first and last name, Steve Geffrard, on Instagram, Twitter.
So, and I'm guilty of this too. A lot of people are calling you Geffrard. So it's Geffrard. with the J
Yeah, whatever.
sounding.
Yeah, whatever you want. It's all good to me.
Well,
It's all good to me.
Just don't call you late for the ring on Saturday night. So there you have it,
Absolutely.
Steve. Thank you for a few minutes of your time. Finish up your run. If you run by the you run by the White House. Wave the president for us, and
I
we
will
will
for
see.
sure.
We'll see you on Saturday night. Thank you very much.